We bought a house.
Wow.
I still almost can't believe that it's true. It still doesn't feel real.
It's real. Real expensive. Is what it is.
We're gonna unpack this whole process for you guys.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
Bright lights and colors. Love is for the ones who dare to wait. No use in running when all I really want is to make you stay. My mind says yeah.
I feel like we always said that we would never buy a house in LA. At least I kind of felt like that. I feel like we had this idea that maybe eventually we would move somewhere else where we had family, like Kansas City or Iowa.
Florida.
Or Florida.
Yeah.
Or Nashville, because we love Nashville.
But ultimately, you know, I've been fortunate enough. I've had a job here in LA for the last 4 or 5 years, and it's just kind of come to the point where it's like, it's where we work. Like, kind of have to be here. You know?
Yeah. Like, do we keep renting forever?
Yeah.
And just throwing that money away into someone else's house, or do we pull the trigger and make a really big investment?
And get something of our own that we can, you know, raise a family in and make memories in and you know, decorate it how we want to, you know.
I think that's one of the things I'm most excited about, is actually decorating a place that we are gonna own. Because when you live in rentals, you don't really want to put in the money or the time or the effort to really fix it up that much. So,
although I will say, I've been in people's apartments and it's fantastic in there. I think just from my own standpoint, I'm like, man, every little thing I do to the house, it's like, just doing this for someone else ultimately. And to kind of piggyback on what we've just been talking about, there was a point in time where we did move to Nashville, actually, from LA, and I remember being in Nashville for, I don't know, several months, and funnily enough, I was really missing LA. I missed my friends. I
didn't miss it at all.
I missed a lot of things about it. You didn't?
No.
You never missed it? Wow.
I thought it was fun. I came back for 2 weeks to work, and I thought it was fun to come back and like visit.
There is traffic.
There's a lot of traffic.
Certainly is traffic.
But
it's also been about 119 degrees for the last 45 days in a row, so there's that too.
But ultimately, like Carson said, this is where our industry is. Like, yes, there are a couple of other big cities in America that, like, personally for me, for modeling, I could go and work okay with, but there's never really gonna be more work than there is in either Los Angeles or New York for both of us. And this is where we've been for the last 10, 12 years. This is where all of our friends are, all of our connections are, all of our agents and managers, everything is here. So at this point in life, to just randomly move somewhere else, I think is the crazier option.
Yeah, it's crazy. When I moved here, I never thought I would be here as long as I have been, but here we are. And we might be here another 10 or 12 years, who knows? One thing nobody tells you is it's really hard to buy a house. I've never bought a house before.
It is so stressful buying a house.
Wow.
I thought it would be stressful, I assumed, but the actual level, I mean, I think for
It was crazy.
like a month and a half, we were both losing our minds. Every time we got a phone call from our realtor or our loan officer, we had like mini heart attacks.
Yeah.
And then it was like we had to drop everything that we were doing and handle whatever needed to be handled right away. And it was like so much paperwork and bank statements and checks and like just so much that nobody teaches you about or prepares you for. And so yeah, we just kind of wanted to openly and honestly share our experience with buying our first home and things that would have helped us had somebody told us. One thing, if you are planning to buy a house in the next few years, like make sure you get with your accountant or someone.
I would even say make sure you get with a lender. And a lender will tell you 2 years in advance, go see a lender, and the lender will say, this is what you need to do in order to make yourself look like a good applicant for whatever loan you're trying to get yourself approved for. If you know, so as soon as you even have the thought, I maybe want to buy a house in the next couple of years, meet with a lender. They'll tell you what you need to, what you need to do. And
yeah, we, especially because we are self-employed, we had all of these crazy hurdles that we had to jump. I mean, I'm not kidding. Every day they called with some crazy thing of why our loan wasn't going to work, or we needed to look at a different option, or we needed to put a bigger down payment down. And also I think because we're in California and everything here is extra hard and extra complicated, but
because there's so many people.
Yeah, it's just like one little thing that happened to us was because we had our business open for 4.5 years instead of 5 years, they had to look at our last 2 years of tax returns, which then made the numbers not work out right. And so they basically wanted us to put a bigger down payment. So if we had waited an extra 6 months to buy a house, then everything would have been fine and we wouldn't have had to go through all of this stress. There's just little things like that that you don't even know. You don't even know what you don't know, basically.
There was like 3 or 4 or 12 times that I was on the phone with Cass, our lender, and I was like, I don't know if should we even be doing this? Like, is this gonna, I don't know, is this gonna ruin us financially? Is it worth the heart palpitations and anxiety attacks?
You actually had heart palpitations.
I was having some.
It was stressful.
Yeah.
We definitely were tried a few times throughout the process and tested a lot. I guess now it feels so much sweeter.
We got it. Here we are. Now this is our last few days and weeks in our house that we're renting here. I feel like we have been looking at houses all over Los Angeles for like 6-8 months.
Yeah, I would say that when we did our goals, we do our goals every year, and one of our goals for this year was to buy a property. We started the process pretty slowly at first. We would kind of go check out a couple open houses that we saw around our area in the neighborhood, and then our agent Glenn, he started putting together like a drip list for us where he would pull properties that fit within our specs that he thought we would like. And then our weekends started getting filled up with going to hit a bunch of open houses. I think one of the hardest parts about the whole process for us was we were so back and forth on what area we wanted to live in. Like currently we live in Burbank, and I love Burbank. I don't know why. I just feel so drawn to Burbank. I just love it here so much. It's so convenient. It's really close. It is 5 minutes from where Carson works.
Yeah, it's very, very
from
convenient.
The studios.
Commute is nice here, and it's close to you can get pretty much anywhere in town from Burbank relatively quickly.
Yeah, it's close to the studios. It's close to like
Hollywood,
West Hollywood,
Pasadena,
downtown Pasadena, very centrally
Studio
located.
City, North Hollywood.
But not too crowded. We have tons of parking.
As long as you're not going to the west side, it's not good for getting to the west side of Burbank, I wouldn't say.
So ideally, we wanted to stay in Burbank. However, our options were get a really old house that needed to be pretty much totally renovated in Burbank. We could go to Woodland Hills, which is about 30 minutes from here, where we could get the same size house that's been remodeled and renovated, so it's a little newer, cuter. Or we could go to Santa Clarita, which is also 30 minutes from here, where we could get like a mansion with a mountain views and a pool. They were really big houses.
Houses were bigger.
Much bigger there. So we were so back and forth. Like, I feel so bad for our realtor Glenn, because every weekend we were like, we really want to focus on Santa Clarita, and then the next weekend we'd be like,
we don't want to be that
far.
far.
Let's go look at Woodland Hills. And we'd be like, no, we can't commit. Let's just stick to Burbank. We're gonna stick to Burbank.
We looked in Van Nuys. We looked in Reseda.
Pretty much
Tarzana,
everywhere in the
everywhere.
valley.
Yeah.
We did make a couple offers. We made
one in Santa Clarita. We never made one in Burbank.
Oh yeah, we made one offer in Santa Clarita. We made one offer in Burbank.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did.
We made an offer in Burbank.
It was a long shot. We were never gonna get it, but.
And then our third offer was
this one.
This house
that we got
in Woodland Hills.
Woodland Hills, which is actually kind of great. You know, we have so many great friends that live out there.
I don't think I would have moved that far out if we didn't already have a lot of really, really good friends that live out there. I feel like since I've been in LA, I've never lived close enough to my friends where I could just casually like swing by.
Pop in.
Yeah, just pop
Pop in
in.
for a cup of coffee.
We have some friends that are on Carson's show that live out there. One of my really good friends who has 2 young children live out there. So I'm really excited at the thought of just having people casually over for dinner and going to their house and hanging out.
First thoughts when I walked into this house, for me, I thought, well, this is a great house. I mean, it's very our vibe, it's our style, doesn't need much work, which is kind of rare, I feel like, in LA.
It was really cute.
It was really cute.
It was super cute.
Just we thought, oh, maybe a little far, maybe a little bit far. That was my thought.
I think both of our first thoughts was that we love the house. We did feel like it would be a perfect house for us, especially with Ava growing up. I mean, it's like they have this playground in the backyard that they were selling with the house. And the family that moved out had 2 young girls. So it's like they bought this house, set it up perfectly for having children, and then are now moving on. So for us, we were like, it's perfect. We could literally move in and not have to do any changes to it. Their realtor, Jen, we loved her too immediately. Ava was actually calling her Yama, which is how she says grandma, because she looked a lot like Carson's mom. And she was from the Midwest, so like there were all these like vibey things going on, and
the
vibes were good.
Yeah.
I think that was the only house we looked at really where we felt like, yeah, this house feels right for us.
Yeah.
However, we didn't do anything about it because of the location factor. We just weren't sure that we wanted to live that far out, so we kind of just sat on it. I thought about it all the time.
I did too, and I was constantly like every day looking at it.
You were?
I was, which is why I noticed one day, ooh, they just dropped the price. Let's get in there, let's be the first offer in.
Me too. I was actually mapping the distance from that house to my jobs every time I would go to work, just to like see how extra far it would be and if I felt good doing that extra time commute. But yeah, once Carson saw the price drop, we had actually just made an offer on this Burbank house that we didn't get, and we were like, okay, let's do it. Like all of our paperwork, all of our stuff was ready to go, so we sent it in. And then I remember Glenn texting us saying they accepted
you're an escrow. And I was like, oh no.
And Carson called me, and I was on my way to work, and I was like,
so we're in this now, okay.
It was, I wouldn't say it was like a yay moment. It was a really kind of like, it was more like a, oh my God, is this the right thing? Did we make a mistake?
Yeah.
Kind of moment. So he called me, he told me, we were both like,
okay.
Yay!
Yeah.
And then we hung up, we went about our days, dealt with it, got back together at night, and it had time to sink in and, feel excited about it. But then right away, it's like, bam, all the things are happening. Like everybody's calling you and texting you, and you need to set up your inspections and your appointments and pay all these people. And it was really crazy. So from that point, for the next like 30 days, it was wild.
Yeah.
Wildly stressful. Don't want to do that again.
Well, now we know. For
next time we'll be more prepared.
Next time, who knows? And as excited as we are, and thankful as we are to be going to this new home, which is just crazy to say. It's like our house. Never been able to say that before.
Wait, our house.
Yeah.
Ooh.
As thankful as we are also grateful to our landlord here in Burbank and this house for what it's provided for us for the last 2 years. We moved into this house when Julana was pregnant with Ava.
And it's crazy how we found this house, and we wouldn't have found this house if my friend hadn't found her house that she bought the same way. It was listed on Zillow, terrible photos, but the descriptions...
Sorry, Fred,
Sorry, Fred.
We're ragging on your marketing skills here.
But the pictures were bad. It was like 3 pictures of the bathroom and a bedroom, and that was it. But the description sounded really big, and I was like, Carson, I think we should go look at this house. At the time, we were looking for just simple amenities that you don't get living in Los Angeles. Like,
A yard.
this is gonna sound crazy. A yard,
Driveway.
a driveway, a mailbox.
Yeah, never had a mailbox
I have
before.
never had a
First
mailbox.
time, yeah.
I
Wow.
was so excited because I have
Yeah.
spent like 8 years of my life chasing after mailmen to try to give them packages and mail because I never
Yeah.
had an outgoing mailbox. So that was really
funny.
exciting. Just like these little things. So we came to look at this house. You know, I told Carson, I was like, I think this house is perfect for what we need it for right now. It's got 3 bedrooms. One of them was a nursery for Ava. And like, oh, so cute. I am kind of sad to leave that room because I worked really hard on her nursery and it's so cute. If you guys want to see what it looks like, we did like a whole DIY video. I'll link it in the show notes. But yeah, we've had a lot of good times here. I was pregnant when we moved in. This is the house that we brought our baby home to. It was so little.
She was little. She was little.
And now she's almost 2.
Mhm.
And she's like running around talking so much.
This is the only home she's known, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I do feel sad a little bit.
Yeah, but it's okay. She's getting a swing set. She's getting a swing set now.
I know the new house is
Um,
going to be so amazing for her in this next stage of life. It's going to be, this house was exactly what we needed at that stage of our life.
Mhm. And now this one that we're moving to is exactly
Our
what we
new
need
house
in
is
this
gonna
in this
be
stage of life. So
Exactly
it's
what
good.
we need. So with that being said, we are going to wrap this video up. We now have a move-in date of about a week from now. So Carson's parents are coming into town and we have to start the process of purging and packing and decluttering and all that fun stuff. It's kind of crazy because we've both been sitting around at night like watching TV being
Yeah,
like,
it just doesn't feel like we're moving.
should we
It's
pack?
so
like,
weird.
It honestly doesn't feel like we're moving, and it doesn't feel like there's a rush to pack anything. Like I look around the house and I think,
It'll be all right.
Not that much stuff to pack. I think it'll be.
We're gonna get so overwhelmed.
In our next video, we're gonna be doing all of that fun stuff. So
Okay.
if you don't already, make sure you subscribe to our channel so you can stick around for that. And we'll see you there.
Bye.
Bye.